listening to the Nerdy Reads podcast, a hipster goblin media production.
Hello to all our friends from the Nerdverse. Welcome to the Nerdy Reads podcast. We read nerdy stuff such as sci-fi, fantasy books, comics, manga, and horror. We also discuss all other nerd things from around the globe. Today is part 2 of our most recent book club, Incidents from Around the House. The great Davey Havok wrote, "As the cries start to penetrate still air, this day we celebrate, the wait now ends. From four corners, smoke blooms into the reddened sky. In the face of lantern light tonight, my destiny flies. This day so hallowed, this day so hallowed. From here to forever, its will I will follow. This day so hallowed, this day so hallowed. Tonight will come to life. Deadened branches stirred by the whispers in the wind. Fall children fill the streets at dusk. At last, it all will begin." Happy fall and spooky season, friends. This is the first October episode of the Nerdy Reads podcast. We have a fun one planned for you today. Not only do we continue this eerie book, we will take a trip to the New Stuff Cafe and begin the all-new, latest, and greatest spooky beverages, starting with Voo Dew. There's a comic corner, some nerdy news, and a lot of fun along the way. I am one of your hosts, Justin. With me is the man Dylan calls other daddy. It's Robert.
Wow, that is an honor. I am proud to be Dylan's other daddy. And dude, you know what, dude? I love the shout out to fall. Nice AFI deep cut to start. I'm in a fall mood. I'm reading Harry Potter again. I'm on book 3 and plot twist. Hermione is the biggest snitch. She's a massive snitch. And we have our own human equivalent of a plot twist because we never see his advice coming. It's Dylan.
Well, I just want to address, first of all, last week Robert was calling me other daddy, so let's calm down there. But I'm glad to be here. Always good to be on another episode of the Nerdy Reads podcast, and we got a good one coming. We got a good one today.
I agree with you 100%. Robert, let's start this thing off right. What's the question you got for us?
All right, dude. So, October spooky month, we have Mountain Dew Voodoo in front of us, which is typically a Halloween candy inspired drink. So I wanted to ask you guys, what Halloween candy would you like to see turned into a beverage? It could be any candy. It doesn't have to be Halloween, any candy.
Go ahead, Dilly.
Any candy. See, I would be interested in, so we know that Coke recently partnered with Pepsi. Check us out on a previous episode where we tried that. Listen, give me Reese's Pepsi.
That's
a curveball.
That is a curveball. We had Oreo Coke, and now he wants Reese Pepsi. Yep. Peanut butter Pepsi.
Make it happen.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. Oreo Coke has been the biggest surprise of our beverage journey of the Nerdy Reads podcast for me. Most of our beverages outside of like Liquid Death, I can't think of many more, and Ghost Energy are the two that I feel like I have still consistently gone back to. But this Oreo Coke is starting to have a foothold in my home, so I'm a big fan of it. Bro, I don't know. I mean, for me, the answer is my favorite candy is Nerds, but then Nerds is in itself mixed with some sort of beverage doesn't sound too appealing.
You know what, dude? You think that, but if there's a company out there that can pull it off, it's Ghost.
Yeah, all right, let's go with the Ghost Nerds, bro.
There you go, dude.
Do they not have one? I feel like they probably already have a flavor.
Yeah, they have Nerds Swedish fish, and it tastes like a Swedish fish.
Swedish fish is so good. Swedish fish is a banger.
Let's have Ghost Payday.
Ghost Payday. There you go, dude. I'm sure that would be a protein powder.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, Ghost has like a Chips Ahoy protein powder, and I love it because they put little bitty chocolate chips in there. It's fire, and it tastes just like the cookie. But mine's going to be Twizzlers, and if anyone can make a drink taste like a Twizzler, it's Ghost. Dylan's smirking over there. He says Swedish fish was a banger, so we're going to move on that.
Swedish fish, the best gummy fish ever.
But we can all agree that there's not a whole lot of things better than eating the ends off each side of the Twizzler and then using it as a straw to drink a beverage. You know, because you get a little bit of the Twizzler, and a little bit of the bevy. I mean, it's
That's
a good
what's
combo.
up.
We've all done that as children. Dylan's not saying anything or even moving his head, but we all know. All right, he's not excited about Twizzlers, but you know what he is excited for? It's time for Comic Corner! Woo! Hey, this week on Comic Corner, we go to Gotham City to cover what some say is one of the best Dark Knight stories. Christmas, St. Patrick's Day, Easter. As the calendar days stack up, so do the bodies littered in the streets of Gotham City. A murderer is on the loose, killing only on holidays. The only man that can stop this fiend? The Dark Knight. In a mystery taking place during Batman's early days of crime fighting, Batman The Long Halloween is one of the greatest Dark Knight stories ever told. Working with District Attorney Harvey Dent and Lieutenant James Gordon, Batman races against the calendar as he tries to discover who Holiday is before he claims his next victim each month. A mystery that has the reader continually guessing the identity of the killer. This story also ties into the events that transform Harvey Dent into Batman's deadly enemy and one of the greatest villains, Two-Face. Come on now. You can buy this paperback for around $20 or a hard copy at about $45, and you get 385 pages of fun. Now, here's the best part of this. We are giving you right now a highlight here on the Nerdy Reads podcast, but because it is spooky season, our boys over at the Optic Blast broadcast are giving you an in-depth run-through of this amazing story. So I want to just turn this over to Dylan to give us a little bit more information about that. Take it away, sir.
Yep. So kicking off October at the Nerdy Reads not the Nerdy Reads podcast. I'm getting my shows mixed up. Optic Blast broadcast. Kicking off October, we're starting with The Long Halloween. We're going to be breaking that down over there on that show. So if you guys are interested, as Justin talks about it, hop on over there, give us a little like, a little sub, and join us for that show. That'll be coming probably this following Tuesday by the time you guys are hearing this. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, I'm excited for it.
Dude, that's
Absolutely.
dope. I've never read The Long Halloween, and that little description made me highly curious. And I went and I looked at the Wikipedia while Justin was talking, and I see they kind of treat this as a soft sequel to Batman Year One by Frank Miller, which I have read, and it's amazing. So I'm looking forward to your all's coverage on this, and I'm going to have to pick it up myself.
Yeah. So in like the Batman continuity, it pretty much takes over. So I believe there was a Batman Year One and then the Batman Year Two that was written, but this pretty much like takes place in place of Batman Year Two after Batman Year One, if that makes any sense at all.
Sure. Comic books.
Is Long Halloween, you may know this, Dylan, I don't know, is it on the DC subscription comic thing?
It is. You can get, so if you do just the normal monthly plan, which is $7.99, you can get each individual issue of the comic. But if you have like the ultimate plan, which is like insane, it's like $120 a year or something like that, and you have to pay for it all at once for the ultimate plan, which I don't have that kind of money, so I just have the monthly subscription. But you can get like the deluxe version. I personally would probably opt in just buying the book for $20 if you can get it on Amazon for that much. Probably be better, but either way, you can find it pretty easily, I'm sure.
Well, cool. You guys want to definitely go and check that out. Well, we're going old school today because, again, we're doing drinks. So we're going to take a walk to the fridge, and we'll be right back with the New Stuff Cafe here in just a moment. All right, everybody, welcome back to the New Stuff Cafe. We will be hitting some topics, and by kind of popular request, we'll go back to doing some scary stories from Reddit. But before we do, Robert, what are we having?
So back in 2019, Mountain Dew launched the Voo Dew line of mystery Mountain Dew flavors. It's typically flavored after Halloween candies. And if you go all the way back to episode 32 of this here podcast, the Nerdy Reads team, we tried the 2023 flavor. We had a special guest, Blake. It was during our Goosebump episode. He said it dried his mouth out and was gross. Justin hated it. I said it was super weird. The flavor was actually cherry Airheads last year. And the team as a whole wasn't a fan. However, our very own sweet baby Dylan said he had the full flavor, not the zero sugar, and it was fine. So we're back. 2024 Voo Dew Mountain Dew. We're back. I don't know what the flavor is. I'm ready to dive in and see. Now, we had Solid Matt in our Discord tried this, and he said he thinks it's either sweet tarts or strawberry Starburst.
Sweet
tarts. Just smell it.
I hope it's sweet tarts, bro.
Oh, dude, it does smell like a bag of Skittles.
It smells like a bag of Skittles.
Straight up like a bag of Skittles.
I also opted in for the full flavored one.
I got the full flavor because I couldn't find the zero sugar. So
zero sugar. Dude, they have
no. I'm feeling the sweet tart. I'm a sweet tart kind of guy. This is sweet and tart.
Dude, so
I can smell sweet tarts now too.
It's either Circle K or Speedway near me actually has this in Froster icy form.
All right, I'm gonna take a swig here.
Skull.
Man, I'm gonna take 2 sips and I have to let it go after 2 sips. It's not bad.
I actually don't mind this.
Not bad.
I'm feeling like an underwhelming sweet tart. You know what I mean? It's sweet, not tart.
I like Skittles.
I still feel like Skittles a little bit, just because it's not tart, but it does have the sweet. And so now I'm just feeling like it's Skittles to me.
Yeah.
I could see if somebody says sweet tarts, you could twist my arm and you can convince me it was sweet tarts. I'm standing by the Skittles thing right now.
Yeah. Have they all been candy in the past?
They've all been. That's the whole deal with Mountain Dew's Voo Dew line is they model it after a candy every year.
I guess that makes sense. Duh. Okay.
Yeah.
So they haven't said there's no hints or anything about this one yet, and Mountain Dew hasn't revealed the flavor for this year, what this one actually is. But when we find out what it is, I'll report back. I think the very first Voo Dew Mountain Dew ever was candy corn, and I said on episode 32, if I took a sip of a drink and it was candy corn, we're throwing hands.
All right. Well, if you were with us last week, you knew we went through some scary stories of Reddit. Well, we scoured the internet once again to go and gather some other ones. And so the team here, we will try to determine, is it real? Or is there a way that we can debunk said claims? So without further ado, my grandparents' house is haunted. I have never had anything nefarious happen. It's not just one person experiencing things there regularly. Many of us have seen or heard things alone or in a group over the years. I'm 35 now, and I've been experiencing it all my life. She's kind of a comfort to me at this point. I'm supposed to inherit that house. It'll be interesting to live with her again. What do you guys think about that? First off, dude.
I'm not buying it.
I don't know if I would ever say I'm really looking forward to living with a ghost.
You know what, man? Real.
Hey, bro.
I'm not. You know what? You know what happens whenever you're with a group of people and one person claims to see something and all of a sudden everybody agrees? That's something called group thought, okay? I'm not buying
it. Group thought or herd mentality, if you will.
I've actually been to Waverly with the group, and there is some truth to that because everyone would be like, "Oh, did you see that shadow move?" And also it's like, "Oh, I saw it." Yeah.
Well, you can, and the thing is, when you're in a freaky situation, you can convince yourself of a lot of things. You know, you really can. My biggest thing with this is that the fact that this ghost is a comfort, and you know that he can't wait to inherit the house and live with this ghost again.
He might be creepier than the ghost.
All right, here we go. I never believed in ghosts before, but the same thing happened when I moved into my current house. Lights would turn off and on randomly, even while I was in the room. I'd smell random whiffs of cigarette smoke. This seems to be a common thing. Nobody smokes in my house, and nobody was smoking outside. My dog would bark at things during the night. Then in 2019, I was having some landscaping work done. A guy was working in the front yard, and there's an oval-shaped decorative window at the front of the house that leads to the attic. I went out to ask him if he had any questions or wanted anything to drink, and he said, yeah. Who's the old lady who watches me work from the window? And he pointed at the oval attic window.
All right, bro. I'm on board with this because it creeps me out. Like if I had someone working on my home and they asked me something like that, it's no longer my home. For sale sign in the yard. I'm gone.
Yeah, dude.
I was skeptical at first. I was just gonna say I was gonna chalk all that up to electrical issues, but after that, I might believe it.
Yeah,
Electrical. What about the cigarette smoke smell?
That's burning. You know, something's on fire.
Yeah, electrical issues, bro.
I worked at a casino, man. Cigarette smoke's a very distinct smoky smell.
That's true. And I love how this is not the first story that we've read since we started doing this little bit here that has talked about the cigarette smoke smell. That's a common thing. I guess ghosts like to smoke cigs. Here we go. Let's keep it moving. Stuff happens all the time where I live now and in my childhood home. I live alone and choose not to entertain it. I've jumped out of bed because someone was walking up my stairs. Potted plants have been thrown while I'm away. Vacuum cleaners have been put behind the front door while I'm away. There was a month where every night I was woken by the sound as soon as I was drifting off to sleep. Multiple times at night, dog barking at corners. I don't like to speak about it because of the energy it brings, but I can relate.
All right, man. So the dog thing, my dogs be barking at nothing all the time and it creeps me out. So I'm on board with this lad. I don't know about the potted plants and stuff. Like, I feel like if this is actually happening and it's not your mind messing with you, it's 2024, baby. Where's the cameras? Catch something, paranormal activity style. Put it up. Let's see it.
Yeah. Well, the weird thing is the vacuum. Like, what? What's going on? Like,
is it like a Roomba? Like, is he moving the Roomba? Like, I don't know what type of vacuum. I need more information.
It says vacuum cleaners. Like, multiple vacuum cleaners have been put behind the front door while I'm away. What's happening? Why do you have so many vacuums? You know, false.
I am skeptical because he said all of this was happening whenever he was away. I just, how does he know?
Because I guess you walk in your house and your plants are from one side of the room to the other, and your vacuum you can't open your front door because the vacuum cleaner's jarring it.
No, not just one vacuum cleaner. He has like 10 vacuum cleaners blocking the door, bro.
Maybe it's the dog.
The dog's moving vacuum cleaners?
Knocking over the plants.
And moving vacuum cleaners?
Yeah.
I mean, my dogs knock over plants, but I've never seen my dog move a vacuum.
It depends on the vacuums. My dogs go after the Roomba all the time.
Yeah.
If it's a Roomba, it probably went over there by itself.
That's true, too.
That's true.
We need more information. I'm on board with the dogs barking at random stuff, though.
We need to reach out to Emotional Aioli 9260 to figure out
what a username. What Aioli's a fancy word for mayonnaise. That dude's emotional mayo.
I love how they say, yeah, they try to really cover up that mayo thing. None of us are fooled. The last home I owned for 10 years was very haunted. My daughter and I felt it was an old man. Creepy. I saged, had the home blessed, and told him to leave. He stayed, and we just accepted him as part of our family. Oh. On occasion, we did have occurrences when we felt afraid, but overall, he was an annoying poltergeist. Okay.
Nah, I'm not on board with this one.
The family thing, bro. It's like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. You try to get rid of him, he just stayed, and you're like, all right, bro. All right, granddaddy, come over here. Hey. Sit down. You know? Bro.
I'm already calling Father Reinhardt if that happens to me. You won't leave? Don't worry. I got somebody who's going to make you.
Wow. Dylan, you making this ghost your family? This is going to be, this is going to be other daddy for you?
No, absolutely not.
All right.
False.
Oh man. All right, let's go with it. Let's go with one more. I never lived in a haunted house, but I did have strange things happening after my mom passed away. She said she would let me know she was okay after she died, and I truly believe it was her. Only happened for 2 weeks, then stopped. My girlfriend experienced it as well, so I know it was real. We had objects moved at night to different places. I woke up to a noise to see an arm floating through the door. I knocked over a card on a jewelry chest, and the handles were shaking afterward like something bumped it. Okay. I just want everybody to know that if I die, I'm not going to come back and tell you I'm okay like this. Like, I'm not going to have my arm floating through a wall to terrify you. Come on, Mom.
Actually, you know what? I would do it. So, truth
to your children.
Absolutely.
I have a theory on this one.
All right.
So, there was, I don't know where this story came from. I don't know exactly. I don't even remember the backstory, but I remember there being a story that I heard one time, and maybe I saw it on, I feel like maybe it was even a Criminal Minds episode or something. I don't know. But it was they thought this doll was haunted, but it ended up actually being a person. I think because it only happened for a very short span, I think it was a person that was living, probably hiding in their home somehow.
That's creepy, bro.
I'm just saying. But the story, more backstory to the story that I was talking about, like, this person would like dress up as a doll and sit in a rocking chair in a kid's bedroom. And that was like, I don't remember where I heard it from. I don't remember. I'll have to do more research. Maybe I'll come back next week or something and talk about it more, but it was pretty crazy.
I just want to say that a person living in my house for 2 weeks is way more terrifying than a ghost.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, if I wake up,
that made the story worse.
Yeah, if I wake up and I find out, oh, it's just Billy from down the road, just been staying here for a couple weeks, dude. I'm terrified,
man. 100%, dude. Turns out, oh, hey, dude, my daughter's doll was just Billy from down the street the whole time. I mean,
I think ending it on Billy from down the street's a good place for us to stop today. Hey, we're going to have a lot of fun with these, and I'm going to go ahead and venture to say we'll give this one more week while we finish up incidents around the house. We have plenty more ghost stories that we have gathered up, so we'll do another round of this at some point. But for now, give us just a few minutes because we're getting ready to talk about incidents around the house in just a moment. Welcome back to another exciting book discussion as we talk through incidents around the house. We did all the author intro stuff last week, and if you want to catch up on that, be sure to go back to that episode. But for now, we're on to part 2. So Robert, give us a rundown.
All right, guys. So previously we covered the first 19 chapters of incidents around the house. Basically, a quick rundown. Bella's being haunted by an entity known as Other Mommy. We haven't learned much about Other Mommy up to chapter 19 other than she's creepy and she isn't solely attached to the house. We saw her at the playground with Bella one time. Other Mommy's face changes, which is mega creepy. Mm-hmm. And then it's unknown if Other Mommy can pick and choose when she is seen by other people, but like one of Bella's mom's friends have seen her, and now Bella's mom herself has seen her. So the book definitely set the stage with like some creepy, suspenseful scenes, and every one of us, I think, here digs the unique perspective told from the child's point of view. So we last left off with the family leaving the house after Ursula, the mother, sees Other Mommy, and they go to their neighbors across the street where Dylan and Justin said that they would let their neighbors in, and I'm more realistic. Like, y'all keep that ghost over there.
Hold up, bro. Nah. Let's pause that for a second here. We didn't say let our neighbors in. We said we'd let you guys in. But then me and Dylan have both now decided you can go ahead and stay out in the streets because me and Dylan will let each other hang out. But Robert's, dude, you go.
Well, look what happened, man. Oh, I think his name was Dan. Oh, Dan was like, hey, y'all got to go. So when we finished, the parents and Bella, they're getting kicked out of their neighbor's house. And they're like, well, we don't have anywhere else to go. We're going to go to Grandma Ruth's house, which is Ursula's mother's house, as they continue to try to find a safe haven from other mommy. So this week we pick up and the family's at Grandma's house, dude. And grandmas do what grandmas do, like right off the rip, offering up food.
Hey,
I love it.
Grandma, first off, is probably my favorite character so far. I mean, Grandma's dude, she just wants to get it done, bro. She's no nonsense.
Dude, I mean, this story's moved quick. Like Grandma, like you said, no nonsense. She knows right off the bat something's wrong. And it doesn't take long because this book does move pretty quick that she finds out about other mommy. And Grandma's like, hey, call an exorcist. Call Father Reinhardt. We got to get it going.
Wow. There it is. Okay.
So I don't understand. There's one part where I guess that when the grandma was saying, hey, like call someone who can come exorcise this demon out of here or whatever. And the dad is just like, yeah, I just don't believe in that stuff. And I'm like, I understand, like, if you believe differently, that's okay. But I feel like in that situation, anything, like, I'll try anything.
Yeah, man. Because
I don't know.
Especially there was that scene where like Bella confesses to her dad like all these interactions she's had with other mommy over the year, and he's still hesitant. And it's like, dude, your daughter just opened up like, hey, this has been going on for years. And you've even walked in and smelled the weird stuff in the bathroom, and you're still not open to calling the exorcist? What's up, dude?
Well, he's open to help from like otherworldly people, like people who are experienced in things or whatever. I feel like his one thing is he just doesn't believe in calling the exorcist. But let's be honest, this other mommy feels more demonic than she does ghostly.
Agreed.
So, yeah.
The big ghost in this story too is Bella's mom, bro. What's up with her? She just dips. They get to her mom's house and she's like, I gotta go.
Oh, Dylan's got something to say. Dylan just went to the back of the room.
I want to drop. Listen, bro, I would drop kick Ursula in a heartbeat. How are you going to leave your family in this situation to go mess with your side piece over here? Then come to find out he's a present in a closet right now for your daughter who's being haunted. And then have the audacity to come crying back to your husband because your side piece is laying as a present in a closet for your daughter.
All right.
Hold up, dude. And then she has the nerve to say, let's go stay in that house.
Yeah.
And then walks through like she knows the place.
All right. They're just gaslighting this, bro. Like, why do you have a problem with staying here?
I mean, even now that was the part where I beefed with Grandma too, because Grandma's like, we all need sleep. And he's like, I don't want to sleep here. I have a right. And she's like getting on him like he has no right to be upset about it. I'm like, hold up, bro.
Hey,
he just found out that his wife's trifling.
I don't care what's going on. You can't expect this man to not lose a little bit of composure here.
Hey,
come on now.
Yeah, bro.
See, dude, the whole thing that led to that seance scene was crazy too. Like that Lois Anthony comes back, she gets her friends and they have a seance. I'm like, oh, this is going to end poorly. And it did. Other mommy left the gift, and the gift was other daddy, Frank, in the closet. Yeah. Frank was trying to become other daddy. Instead, Frank did. But dude, what absolute nasty work. Come on over here to the dude's house I was sleeping with. We'll be safe here. Ain't nobody home. Frank dead.
Frank no. And he's like, what if somebody comes up? They won't. Don't you worry. See, nobody liked Frank. I don't even like Frank. I'm fine with Frank being in the closet. You know what I mean?
Absolutely couldn't be me, bro. And I respect Russ. He's like, nah, ain't no way. I can't say what I want to say. He ain't that much of a chump.
Nah, bro.
And he's like, we leaving.
I don't know, bro, because you can say he ain't that much of a chump, but then 3 chapters later, all of a sudden they're over there getting plastered, having a good old time. Like,
bro, I'm just saying, my man.
I feel like the plastering though was a moment of we have to escape our reality right now.
Yeah,
and
definitely a copium. For sure.
Yeah, it was definitely a coping thing. And at that time, I mean, let's be honest, like trauma and different things bring people together, even in the worst situations. And let's be honest, this is a trauma-inducing moment. If you walk in and you see some entity that's holding their face in their hands, like we all gonna be jacked up. It's gonna mess us up. And
I do think one of the cool parts about, well, I guess not really cool, but it's like Bella, she's young and, young kids are impressionable and they question things. She's been led to believe other mommy's her friend until she wasn't. And even still, with all this stuff going on, Bella's still like trying to come to terms with if other mommy's her friend or not. And she's struggling with letting her go or letting her in her heart like this whole time.
Yeah.
And so, Bella's parents try to get some priests to help him, but even the priests won't help him at this point. They're like, kick rocks. So I wanted to ask you, Justin, my homie, man of the cloth. If someone
first off, I'm not a priest. Okay, I'm not a priest. Okay.
So, Brother Reinhardt, I need you to exorcise this spirit known as other mommy. You gonna hook him up, bro? You gonna help?
Bro, I mean, here's the thing. Am I exorcising the demon? I don't know the first thing about exorcising a demon. Okay. So the answer is no. Will I try to attempt to help the person in some way, shape, or form? Of course.
That's just who you
but
are,
am I
right?
walking over to the house and being like, it's time to whoop out this holy water? No. I don't know the first thing about that. Okay. And I've seen enough scary movies to know that once everything starts going haywire, that who knows what's going to happen. Okay. I don't want nothing to do with that. But yeah, dude. It's getting intense. That's for sure.
Yeah. And then our family goes to like that super cool town, Goblin. We all need to live in Goblin. I looked it up to see if it's a real place. It's not, sadly. But that's what we're going to do, dude. We're going to get rich one day and make our own town a Goblin.
I mean, okay, I'm in.
But they run into grandma's friend Evelyn, who's like balling out of control, 3-story house, all the bourbon Ursula and Russ could want.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, I don't know, man. There was a weird scene in there where Ursula's like, I mean, she's obviously hitting it, right? And her daughter's like, it smells funny. And I remember being like, huh. Because Ursula's like, yeah, I used to think this smelled weird until I grew up and realized how much fun was in it. And I'm like, odd choice to tell your kid, but all right.
Yeah.
I was really curious to get your all's opinion because obviously, like, I'm not a parent in any way, but like, I feel like they're, and at least in my opinion, they're a little bit too open. They're like, because even Russ was like, one day you're gonna like this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah. I mean, here's the thing, dude. Like, I would not say that to my kids. Like, I guess because it's like, you can make that decision for yourself when you get older, but I don't want to start planting those things.
Yeah, exactly.
I think, we talked about this last week, even the edge of the bed type of things that, when they would sit there and just spill their guts to, their child. I mean, there's a very unhealthy relationship dynamic in this book, 100%.
Really is, dude. The weirdest part, even the alcohol part was pretty, it was like Justin said, they were escaping a little bit. But when Bella went to the restroom and other mommy was the toilet,
Oh.
Bro.
Nope. That was a big no. Yeah, that was a big nope moment right there.
Bro, I remember like listening to that.
Dude.
Time where they were like, Helen would say good job, and Dada would say good job. Mommy would say I shouldn't sit on another person's lap, and I was like,
dude. Dude.
What?
Dude. Bro.
And then I will say about that scene and the following bathroom scene, there's a little bit of, it was oddly an odd amount of emphasis on P talk with a child. That's kind of
Dylan. Thank you for saying it.
weird.
I agree, 100%. And the fact that we're listening to the audiobook and she sounds like a little kid, and she's saying it is really freaks me out.
And there was a couple.
I'm reading it, and I was freaked out.
I mean, there were moments where I was like, I felt like I had to turn my radio down just in case the other people driving 75 miles an hour next to me could hear what was being said in my car. And I was like, this is the oddest moment. This is weird in all sorts of ways.
Luckily, we get out of this, and like they have to leave, obviously, after this. But like Ursula and Russ had so much. I mean, they're silly wasted. They passed out as soon as they hit the bed, but then they just get up and they gone. They sober up and they're driving down the street after all that bourbon. I'm like, dude, all right, hold up. Maybe adrenaline sobers you up. I don't know.
Yeah.
Bro, I ain't never been haunted by a demonic entity. But I know if I put, these days, if I put a glass of bourbon down, I'm done. I'm down too. There ain't no driving. I'm out.
Yeah. I think that, the other thing that is starting to be revealed, I think, is that other mommy is using lots of different tactics. So, before it was just her. She's like, hey, you're my friend. And if you're a friend, you say yes to this, basically. Let me into your heart. And now she comes as Calvin. And then she's coming as different people. And she's like, let me borrow you.
Dude, the probably the most unsettling one for me was the Milky one.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, whenever she's sitting there like talking about Milky's licking her face and all this. Then all of a sudden she falls asleep and she dreams of Milky still licking her face and she's laughing.
Yeah.
She
says
back
little
and pulls the hair on her arms.
Oh,
yeah.
The little, and when she said it gives the little puppy giggles, I was like, what's a puppy giggle?
Yeah, bro.
I've had lots of puppies. I don't know what a puppy giggle is.
If I heard one, I'm giving the dog back.
I think that it's that child perspective that it's like, it's so innocent, and then all of a sudden this one-liner comes out of nowhere, and it's like, oh, it's actually other mommy, and she just doesn't know. She has no idea. She's thinking of it like a child.
Yeah.
I do like, as we got like towards the end of this week's reading, that the family decided to return home, and like they got the home security and the dogs and everything, and there were a couple cool moments there. But what I liked about it overall is like I really like this book the more we learn about other mommy and the other mommy happenings. And I less like this story when it explores the fractured marriage between Ursula and Russ. I'm sure that's going to be a big theme in the end of this book and have something to do with other mommy's powers in some way or shape or form. But I much preferred it when they were in their house and the haunting was going on there before they started taking road trips.
Yeah.
I feel like it's
kind of deceiving a little bit because it's like the book is called Incidences or Incidents Around the House or whatever, and it's like one or two things have happened in the house. The rest of it's elsewhere
in other houses.
Yeah.
I think I see what you're saying. I think that the fractured family dynamic adds to the stress of the whole thing, personally.
Sure. That's a good way to look at it, dude. Yeah.
Because like if they were a functioning family, that I think it would still end up being very similar, right? Like imagine any of us in this situation where all of a sudden you're seeing this insane otherworldly thing. It's going to test you and your family, because everyone's going to be stressed, right? But here's this family.
Not me. I'm gone. Veronica and the kids are stressed. I've already left.
But here's this family that's already, at a breaking point, and it's almost as if this is somewhat kind of bonding them in a weird sort of way, which I think would also is also probably likely in some of this. Like, there's trauma bonding and things like that. So I think we're seeing some of that type of thing happen here. And I think it adds to it. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, it's not fun to read about a cheating spouse or, a marriage that's falling apart. It's not necessarily fun, but I think it adds to the overall like ambiance, I guess, of the story as a whole.
I do like we learned some more about other mommy. Like there was a pretty cool scene where Bella like talks about missing Kelvin, the babysitter. And then like there was that flashback where other mommy like impersonated his voice and let Bella know, hey, I can sound like everyone you know, which we kind of got that from the playground a little bit, but it kind of went more in depth there. And then like the dogs are in there to add a little suspense, and that's creepy. And I love the way the author plays with those scenes. Like he gives you like, is it going to happen? And then it doesn't. And then when something happens, it hits that much harder type deal.
Yeah.
So I actually thought Bella was dreaming in one scene, that like probably one of the last chapters we read, and she's like in her bedroom and she's in there with Kelvin, the babysitter. And I'm like, okay, she's dreaming, but then it's evident she isn't dreaming. And other mommy like picked her up and carried her to her room. So now we know other mommy can like physically like interact with Bella. And
she killed Frank.
Dude, she killed Frank. And then, but when she told Bella to like look outside for the dogs, and like Kelvin's face was like right next to Bella's, like pressed up against the glass, that creeped me out, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Creeped me out, gave me the heebie-jeebies, all of it. So I was really happy, like we're back in the house, creepy, haunty things going down, and we ended the story. They called in like Brian, who made me think of Dog the Bounty Hunter for whatever reason. He's out here trying to hunt other mommy, man.
Hey, bro, they need somebody to do the job.
Yeah, dude. I'm looking forward to seeing how this one ends, dude. Do you guys think Brian is the answer for the family, or you think Brian did?
Brian's next.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, and honestly, I feel as if we're going to see a moment where Bella is going to try to make a decision to let other mommy in her heart just to protect everyone else. Because we're already starting to see her say that, right? Like, if I let her in my heart, will mommy and daddy stay together? If I let her in my heart, will all this be over? And will we have to?
That's what even like, Kelvin's telling her, or at least other mommy impersonating Kelvin, like, hey, if you just let me be you for a day, I can fix this. I know the right things to say, but only I can say them. I can't teach you how to do it. I have to do it.
Yeah.
And so she's like questioning that. She just wants her family to be happy. And I think that whole family drama that's happening just puts even more pressure on Bella, because she just wants her parents to be happy. She doesn't want them to get divorced. She says that all the time in the book. I don't want my parents to get divorced.
Yeah.
I want something that's going to fix. Will other mommy fix that if I let her come into my heart?
So what do you guys think? Good ending, bad ending? Do you think it's going to be a happy ending, or?
In my mind, I'm still standing by my it's going to be left to our interpretation kind of thing, where I think that there will be some sort of crazy epic moment at the end where either other mommy's destroyed and gone, or Bella is going to let her in her heart, and then they'll leave it to us to decide, and Bella will make some sort of gesture at the end, and we'll have to be like, well, wait, is she other mommy or is it Bella? I think at least that's what I'm guessing.
I think I'll keep my original prediction. It's going to be a happy ending, but it'll end with like the closet door opening type deal.
Yeah.
On its own. Like they think she's gone, but she's really not.
Yeah. I'd say mine's kind of like that too, except she's not gone. She's in Bella. But we'll have to decide whether
kind of like the ending to Insidious. They think they got rid of the demon, but really it's like,
Or, I'm thinking more like that, or Willie the Weirdo. Because if you remember Willie the Weirdo, like, it ends where he does the little tick that Grandpa would do. Yeah. And so we will be left to determine, hey, is that Bella or is that other mommy in Bella's heart? That's what I'm guessing.
Perfect.
Dylan?
I don't know. I'm really, I don't know. I'm really hoping it is like the Willie the Weirdo situation, because I think that would be the best way to end something like this.
Yeah.
I love that you're reading it with this, dude. Makes me so happy.
I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it a lot.
I'm still thinking that this is going to, this would be an amazing movie. I've already been thinking about how you would film something like this. And I think that you could make other mommy really eerie. And it doesn't have to be like super jump scary, but like, dude, just like the idea of this is just so creepy and wild. I think you can make a really epic, scary movie with something like this.
Do you guys remember, I want to say 2015, there's a PG-13 horror movie that came out called Mama. Do you guys remember that?
I think I've seen trailers, but I've never seen the movie now.
And it's just called
This
Mama.
reminds me- yeah, it's called Mama, and it's basically about these twin girls who I don't remember what exactly happens, but I feel like their parents ended up like dying in a car crash or something, and then so like they end up like wandering into the woods and come across this house, and it ends up like there's this dark entity there that is ended up basically raising them, and then all of a sudden they're discovered, and then like their uncle takes them in, and a bunch of weird stuff starts happening.
Look at this. Here's an image for those of you who watch.
Yes.
That's from the movie?
That's what the image came up as.
Wait,
Oh,
is
that's
that from-
creepy. That's
from-
nightmare fuel.
Was that from the movie I was talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that's what I thought.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I mean, dude, this is
it's very similar. It gives me very much Mama vibes.
yeah,
No
dude.
Diddy.
Here it is again. Here's another image of Mama. Look at Mama right there.
Nah.
Yeah, dude. So yeah, this is a good example of what you could do with a movie like with a book like this, though. Be really good. All right, boys, let's go ahead and get our last 3 words in. Exercise other mommy. Come on. Exercise other mommy. 3 words. You got to get it done.
Always trust grandma.
Dropkick Ursula.
Man, you absolutely should do that. All right, guys. If you haven't started reading this book, it's not too late. We have not spoiled the ending for you. There's still a lot left of this book. We're going to have one more week where we're going to discuss incidents around the house. So you'll want to kind of check back in with us. But for now, it is time for sweet baby Dylan to take over for some nerdy news in just a moment.
All right, so every time you tune into an episode of the Nerdy Reads podcast, you can expect some of the latest and greatest news from across the nerd verse. And every week, we like to kick it off with the sighting of the week. And during the month of October, we're going to do our sightings a little bit differently. I'm going to bring to you something similar along the vibes of some sort of probably the most haunted places that I can possibly find. And this week, I wanted to kick it off with a classic Queen Mary Hotel. So let me get this pulled up for you. If you guys don't know what the Queen Mary is, a little bit of a history lesson here for you. So the Queen Mary began its life as a cruise ship on the Cunard White Star Line. The vessel was christened on September 26th of 1934 by Queen Mary herself, and it went on to log more than 3 decades, ferrying both luxury and military passengers. The liner was retired in 1967 and given over to the city of Long Beach. Just 5 years later, it reopened as a floating hotel, allowing guests to sleep among the original wood paneling in portholes. Imagine what it would have been like to cross the Atlantic in style. So, with such a storied past, though, not all the memories made on the ship were happy ones. There have been at least 49 deaths are said to have taken place on the Queen Mary since its maiden voyage, and accordingly, apparitions have been reported in several areas on board. These days, the hotel offers ghost tours by day and night to take a full advantage of the spooky stories. So yeah, if you guys have never heard of this, there's definitely a lot of videos like out on YouTube of people like exploring this hotel at night, staying the multiple nights and catching like different ghost encounters. If you are ever in the Long Beach, California area on vacation or something, and you need a night to stay, or if you are a ghost hunter yourself, go out there if you're able to and check out the Queen Mary. I think it's pretty cool. I've seen quite a few people explore it. It's definitely creepy. It's definitely it's interesting. Guys, do you think you would stay there?
So is this in Long Beach, California? Am I looking
Yes.
at the right thing? Okay, yeah, dude. If I ever found myself out there, I would want to do this.
Yeah, I have actually not been to this, but I have seen some things on this, and I've researched a little bit about this too, and I would definitely stay at something like this. I just think stuff like this is fun. I think it'd be really cool to go and experience some of the things that they do at this place. 100%.
Yeah, this would be awesome. Apparently, they have like some, like right now for Halloween, they have like a circus haunted clown maze near the boat at the harbor called the Spirits Rise from now until November 2nd. Like, dude, I would definitely want to get out there and check this out one time for the one time. It's like a whole theme park. This thing's huge.
Yeah, bro. I would go 100%. Let's do it.
Pretty legit.
This seems like a Nerdy Reads trip. We need to go.
Nerdy Reads field trip. Let's go.
What's going on? You heard it here first. We make a lot of plans on this show.
Without talking to our spouses.
I know, right. 100%.
We just need to execute. We need to start executing these plans, like that graveyard that we talked about last week.
Oh, we can do that. That's more realistic than the Queen Mary.
100%. Let us get back because, we're taking a trip this weekend. Let us get back from this weekend trip that we're taking and let's go to Bridgewater Cemetery. 100%. Why not? We got to get some equipment to take with us, but we're going.
Well, I'm definitely, hopefully I'll be able to bring some more interesting encounters, and then on some future episodes, maybe we can plan to go some pretty cool places and never actually go. But anyway, so our next
Dylan. Hey. All right, boys. You know what? While we're here, hey, listen to all our Nerdy Reads friends that listen to us on a weekly basis. You know that what Dylan is saying, there's some truth to it. So let's go ahead and nail this down. What are you boys doing on the 18th of October?
Going to Bridgewater Cemetery.
That's a Friday night. Dylan?
I can probably make that happen.
All right, boys, I'll see you guys, and we'll go ahead and we're old now. So let's go ahead and I'm going to put this. I'm getting this in my actual calendar as we're talking about this on the show. I'm going to say hanging with the bros. There it is. Done.
My lovely wife works from home, and I'm putting a Post-it note right here next to her work computer that says, I'm going to Bridgewater Cemetery on the 18th. You are invited.
All right. Done. I mean, my wife won't be able to go because we can't both be on adventures like this at this current moment. So maybe she'll come with you guys, and I'll have to be the one that stays home with the baby. But
let's move over to our nerdy news today. So the first piece of nerdy news that I got for you guys is something that is pretty cool. So if you guys are fans of American Horror Story, they have done a spin-off series called American Horror Stories, which is an anthology series, and a third season of that will be coming out on October 15th, I want to say. They released a teaser. You can kind of see it's pretty creepy. I don't know. I don't want to show too much. We're family friendly, want to be not too scary. But like I said, it's coming out on the 15th of October. So be on the lookout for this. I'll definitely probably tune in and see. But with that being said, guys, have you all watched any of the American Horror Story or spinoff of the American Horror Stories? And if so, what are your favorite seasons?
I have not watched them all by any means. Maggie is a huge fan of American Horror Story stuff. I've watched the one with Lady Gaga. It was the hotel one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's the one I did watch. And what I watched of it, it was a pretty awesome show. So I'm terrible about getting onto a show and then watching a season of it and then bouncing off, even though I liked it. So that has nothing to do with the quality.
The beauty. I feel like that's kind of the beauty of American Horror Story, is because every season
tells a story.
So it's like,
that's true.
I mean, you watch one season, you watch basically the whole story.
Yeah.
Start to finish. So
I think the first season, the Murder House season, is my favorite season that I've seen. I haven't seen any of them all the way through except Murder House, because for some reason I always get to a point in American Horror Story or something happens in an episode where I'm like, all right, I'm done. And then I don't finish it. But the anthology thing, I didn't know they did these. This is how long I've been out of the American Horror Story game. So is each episode its own self-contained story?
Yeah. Each episode is
sweet.
different.
Oh yeah, I would do this for sure. The last one I watched was The Witches.
The Coven, American Horror Story Coven.
Yep, that was the last one I've seen.
Yeah. So I am a really big fan. I like Murder House a lot. Asylum is probably my favorite. Well, that's season 2. Coven is okay, but probably my third one that I would put, or like top 3, would probably be Roanoke. Roanoke is it's like a documentary style season.
Oh, that's cool.
About Roanoke Island, and so it's actually really interesting. It's really cool. So I'd probably say those are my top 3 seasons. But I wasn't sure if you guys were fans. I didn't know how into it you were. It's been a long time since I've been really into it. I think Roanoke was probably the last one that I actually watched. The more recent seasons have been kind of in my opinion. I've tuned in a little bit, but not followed it a whole lot. But yeah, that is going to do it for our American Horror Stories. Be on the lookout October 15th on Hulu. And then our next thing here. This is definitely something that I am going to be tuning in because HBO Max is going to be popping. Okay, here over the next course of the next year or two with some pretty cool shows. One of those shows is called Fred. Can you guys guess what this show is about?
No idea. Freddy Cougar?
Ding, ding, ding.
Is it really?
Correct. Yes. So HBO is going to be releasing a 10-episode story all about Freddy Krueger called Fred, and DJ Qualls is going to be playing Freddy Krueger. Do you guys know who that is?
No.
Wow, I don't know how you don't know who that is, but he's a great actor. I'm really interested to see what he does with the character. I think it'll be interesting for sure. Let me see.
I feel like we just upset you.
Yeah. Dude. So Travis from the Last Call It podcast, big Nightmare on Elm Street fan. He said I upset him because I said those movies get like super campy after like the first couple. They turn into like cheesy camp fest.
Well,
but so I like them.
I guess I really enjoy them. I mean, I can understand what you're saying though. I mean,
100%.
I definitely think the first like 3 are top tier. I feel the same way almost with like Friday the 13th though.
Yeah. I mean,
1 hour later.
I mean,
I get it. I just pause because it's like, dude, I understand. Like, horror movies kind of get to a point like when the franchise gets big and they keep putting out sequel after sequel after sequel. Eventually, Jason goes to space.
Yeah, because they just have to like. It just makes it more over the top every single time.
Yeah. Right. So I mean,
the Jason in space. What was that? Jason X.
Yeah,
that's some nice kills to it.
Oh, dude, the
nitrogen where he stuck the face and broke it like glass. That was all right.
I mean, Jason has some good kills. My favorite Freddy kill is from a super campy movie when he like makes his glove the Nintendo Power Glove and he's in there like boing, 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 controlling one of the guys like a video game character. So, I mean, they just get out there. Scream hasn't done that yet, though. What up, Scream?
Yeah, I feel like they probably Scream like rebooted like right before it got to that point, I think.
Yeah.
So it's probably a good decision there. But so with this Fred show, I am a huge Rob Zombie film fan. I love all the movies that he's come out with, whether it's like the Michael Myers movies that he did, or like the Devil's Rejects, like that whole like 3-4 movies, whatever they made out of that. But he is going to be directing this, and this is his first show that he's going to be doing. So I'm definitely interested to see how that turns out. But yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure when. I think it'll be out in October. I just don't know the exact date. But I most definitely will be. It's almost like I believe it's going to be like very set on like a backstory, mostly like his origin in a way. So definitely be on the lookout for that. I'm definitely going to be tuning in whenever it comes out on Max. And also, speaking of Max, something else that I'm super excited for, and it wouldn't be the Nerdy Reads podcast if we didn't bring this up. And luckily, our boy Robert over here is already kind of getting into it. And it is the new Harry Potter series coming to Max next year, I want to say. Well, or sorry, no, not next year.
2026.
It's fall of 2026. So it's a ways out, but kind of a first look at the series. They released like a logo thing. I can pull it up really quick.
Yeah, they released the logo. They kind of announced the cast too. Well, the cast is rumored, but they did show the logo.
Yeah, let me see if I can pull it up really fast.
So while you're pulling that up, the hard part for me of this show is going to be like the movie characters that they cast are so iconic in my mind. Like no matter who they get to play Hagrid, that ain't my Hagrid B.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to replace the original cast, but I feel like they take some pretty good. What was the other movie that was a spinoff that was like the American version of it or something? Was that Fantastical Beasts or whatever?
Oh yeah, Fantastic.
I thought they did a pretty decent job with that.
Yeah, I actually liked the first one of those.
Yeah.
We went and saw the second one in theater, and I was like, okay, they jumped the shark.
Yeah,
I think this is going to be good. I look forward to watching this. HBO Max, solid Matt 13 put in the Discord like HBO Max hardly ever misses, and that's factual. So I do feel like my one hesitant is 10 episodes for some of these monster books doesn't seem like enough. But then I remember they told these stories in movies. So yeah, look forward to it.
Yeah, so apparently they were already planning a whole 7 seasons of the show. They're already planning out the entirety of all the books pretty much, and there'll be 10 episodes per season, and they're going to really try to stay faithful to the books. Whereas I know the movies kind of weren't quite as able to adapt fully, because I definitely think compared to a TV show, the movies probably had to cut a lot of stuff. So a TV show is going to be able to kind of really flesh out a lot that maybe the movies kind of had to skip over, unfortunately. So that'll be interesting. And then some of the rumors. So it looks like Toby Wolf, Joshua Pickering, and Bronte Carmichael are going to be the ones that are at least currently rumored to be playing Harry, Ron, and Hermione. I have no idea who any of those people are.
Well, you're gonna learn, baby.
Yeah. So, but we did get some confirms. Leslie Manville has already signed to play McGonagall. We got Peter Capaldi as Dumbledore and Christian Nairn as Hagrid. And Angus Emery as Professor Quirrell. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, Professor Quirrell.
That's what. I don't know why I was questioning that. And then we got Edward Bloomy playing Snape. So I'm assuming these were all confirmed. And again, I have no idea who any of these people are.
Yeah, dude. Atalanta Ash in the Discord says she thinks it would be cool if the original actors of Harry, Ron, and Hermione and whoever else they could play different parts in the show. Like Daniel Radcliffe could be Harry's dad, James. I think that's a good shout. I'd like to see something like that too.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think it'd be really cool to see some, even maybe not even some of the more lesser, not maybe not the main cast, but even maybe some side characters from the movies, if they kind of came in and we could see them cameo too. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, so that's going to do it for our nerdy news today. Some pretty cool things coming. I know it was all TV show based, but TV shows are going to be pretty hyped here soon. Look at 2 of those are coming from Max. One's coming from Hulu. Some creepy stuff, some pretty hype stuff we're going to have to wait for, but stuff to be excited about overall. So yeah. With that being said, Robert, you know what time it is?
Man, it's time for What's Hot. We here at the Nerdy Reads Podcast can't cover everything. That's why I bring you something from around the book world. And this week, I'm bringing you, had it pulled up and then I lost it, October's Book of the Month selections. They're hot off the press. I urge everyone, if you haven't tried Book of the Month, it's one of my favorite book club subscriptions. This month it's packed. A lot of difficult choices, some heavy hitting authors dropping new stuff like Rita McFadden. But I wanted to highlight a different novel, and I want to shout out the little guys. So for this week, we have a debut author. Her name's Jacque Walters, and her novel is Dearest. So voices on the baby monitor, animated toys, creepy crawlers. It's like motherhood is hard, but it's never quite been this horrifying. Flora is a new mom, a baby Iris, who has arrived a few weeks early. Her husband is deployed, leaving Flora to face the newborn stage all alone. But as the sleepless nights pass and the loneliness of their half-empty home, the edges of her reality begin to blur. She slowly becomes convinced she's losing her mind. As stranger and scarier events start to unfold, Flora begins to suspect the house is not as empty as she once thought. So first thing to note about this one, Justin has the cover up on the screen. Rad. If I saw that book in a bookstore, I'm at least going to pick it up without question. Second, it's sitting at a 4.10 out of 5 on Goodreads right now. This one's already out on store shelves. It's tagged horror, thriller, mystery. Dylan, my dude, newfound love, horror, mystery, thriller genre. Does this one interest you at all?
It definitely interests me. If we ever plan on doing it on the show, who knows? Maybe I'll hop in there. But speaking of Flora, when are we doing that Hidden Pictures episode?
Oh, bro, nice, dude. Yeah, we need to bring that back. Dylan has finished Hidden Pictures. He wants to chat. We need to chop it up. And I have a bonus What's Hot segment for you, hot off the press. Breaking news. Apparently, What's Hot over in our Discord, which you can find links to on all our socials. Hop in there, join the conversation. My man Justin just got a trophy added to his name for being the most played Fortnite player in our Discord this week. Congratulations, Justin.
Is that true?
Yeah, it just popped up on my.
What?
You have a little trophy next to your name.
Is that for real?
Yeah, here, I'll share it. I got you.
Please do. I gotta know. I gotta see this. Are you kidding me, bro?
I shared it. Put it up on here. Let the YouTube watchers see this too.
All right. Most played. Wow. Oh, there you go. Listen, I'm gonna go ahead and pull a Dylan here. Listen, me and my son have been climbing the duo rank ladder,
getting them victory royales.
We did get some victory royales. Listen, dude, if anybody ever wants to play, hit me up, dude.
Man, I'm going to jump in and play with you and my dude. Shout out Oliver, guys. But before I hop in and play some Fortnite with Justin, you know what's coming up next on Nerdy Reads Podcast, guys? We're going to finish Incidents Around the House. So if you're reading along with us, this is the week. Comment in the Discord your thoughts. I know several of you have already finished this before we even did it because you wrecked the book to us. I'd love to know your rating of the novel, man. Give us a couple sentence review, a score out of 5. We'll read it here on the show as we finish up next week.
Heck yeah. So guys, you heard it here first. We got a lot of things coming up, and really this is spooky season. And if anyone has been following the Nerdy Reads podcast for the past almost 2 years, you know that spooky season is a special time around here. We tend to do a lot of things and have a lot of fun during this season. So you're going to want to keep up with a lot of that. So if you need to find us, Robert, where are they going to find us at?
Man, you can find us over on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Goodreads, at the Nerdy Reads Podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe. And guys, we're a small podcast. One of the ways you can help us grow, tell a friend about us, man. Share us on your social one time for the one time. Every new listener is a big win for us. We appreciate your support.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and the cool thing has been we have seen so much growth on the YouTube channel, which we are so grateful to you all for. We are up to, we're up to 57 subscribers, and people are continuing to engage in things with that. So, hey, if you don't like and subscribe to our channel yet, please go do that. And without further ado, you guys know, this is it. It's time. It's time. We don't end episodes around here. We don't, and we won't, or we shouldn't. We really can't. It's now become such a tradition around here for us to get some advice from our very own Sweet baby Dylan. Hit us, bro.
Listen. If you stare at the dark for too long, you will eventually see what isn't there.
I can't tell if he was done yet, but it's true. They said it in the book, so it has to be real.
I guess it's true. Hey, thank you, Dylan.
Listen, there's a dark window right over here. If I stare at it long enough, I can creep myself out. So, I see it as real.
We saw that last week at about the 9:32 mark. If for YouTube watchers, Justin got scared last week, go check it out.
Pop daughter. All right. Yeah. You definitely want to go do that. All right. So anyway, here at the Nerdy Reads podcast, we enjoy a good story. We believe that your story matters. So be good to each other and stay nerdy, our friends. Say bye, everybody.
Bye.
I said everybody.
I said peace.
Okay.